Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be talking about a stalker I had a couple months ago, more or less, maybe around March. It was around March, and I was just sitting in my bedroom watching YouTube on my phone, and I was talking to my girlfriend. My girlfriend went downstairs to get something, and I was on the phone with her, and I was just watching YouTube. Everything was fine, and all of a sudden I see a car, and my street is always busy with cars. Like, even at night I see cars drive by. It's nothing new, but at first I was like, okay, it's just a normal person driving by, trying to, I don't know, going out, doing stuff, I guess. Really, you'll never know who's doing what in the middle of the night. But I didn't think of anything about it, so I went back to watch my video, and then all of a sudden I see the same car come back again. I'm like, okay, kind of weird, but didn't think too much of it. It's just normal, right? Normal. 2 times, yeah, that's what I thought. Then it comes back 3 times, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. So then I go downstairs to get a better look. I didn't go outside, but I went downstairs to look out my front door to get a better view about this guy or this car. It was just really weird. So then I see the car come back around 4 times, and I'm like, okay, this is getting pretty creepy. So I go to the back door. I make sure the back door is locked, and I make sure the front door is locked, and I'm like, okay, this is just weird. I'm gonna go back upstairs and just make sure that I'm okay. And I basically see the car come back around again, and then it stops. It stops at the stop sign at the corner of the street for the turn, and I'm like, okay, it's stopping there for a few minutes, and I'm looking out my window. I'm like, oh this person might see me. So then I shut my blinds immediately. I flip the blinds back up. They're gone, nowhere to be seen. So then I tell my girlfriend's freaking out. She's like, are you okay, you know, you better keep the doors locked and stuff. Is the doors locked? I'm like, yes, the doors are locked. She's like, just lock your window, make sure nothing happens, and just to try to ignore it and try to calm down. I'm like, okay. So the next month, couple months go by, nothing really weird happens. But then this one month, around July or August, it was around July, the beginning of August, and I see this car come by, and I'm like, okay, just a normal car driving by, nothing really too sketchy about it. But then what's really weird is that car stops next to my neighbor's house, like next to my neighbor's next door house. And I'm like, okay, alright, the car stops by my neighbor's house, and I'm like, okay, this is just fucking creepy. I see 2 people get out of the car. I'm like, okay, it's probably the neighbors getting out of their car, going inside, but the car's still running. I'm like, okay, why do they keep their car still running? I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird, but it's just probably the neighbors doing something. I'm trying to keep my mind off it. It's not getting weird. But then I am like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed, ignore the neighbors, I shut my blind, and then I lay down. And as I lay down, I hear this big loud bang, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, what's going on? It sounded like a gunshot. I'm like, someone get shot? I'm like, is there a drive-by going on or something? So then I look out the window, and I see orange light coming by, and I'm like, what? Why is there orange light? So then I get a better look. I open my window, and I start smelling this weird smell, it's like when you guys go to like a fire pit, and you smell the fire from the fire pit. Yeah, that's what it smelled like. I'm like, oh, that's a fire. And I'm like, oh God, I gotta wake up my mom. So I woke up my mom. My mom was like, listen, she's like, let your dad go out there and just let your dad go out there and see what's going on. Don't you go out there, because I don't want you getting hurt. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And she's like, if you want to go with your dad, you can, but let you and your dad go. You have to have someone with you. I'm like, Mom, I'm old enough now. And she's like, I don't care, I don't want you hurt. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So then I go downstairs, my dad's sleeping on the couch, and I wake up my dad, and my dad's like, listen, I'm coming out there in a few minutes, don't worry, you can come with me if you want. I'm like, I'm just gonna get my shoes on, and I'll just go outside and wait for you. He's like, okay, I'll be out there in a few minutes. I'm like, okay. So then I get outside, and I'm like, this is just crazy to me. I get outside on my front porch. I'm literally looking at the fire. My neighbors aren't apparently awake, and I'm like, okay, why aren't my neighbors awake? So I'm like, okay, this is a pretty big fire. This fire is pretty big, and I don't know if it's gonna get bigger or not. So I'm like, I really want to know what's burning. So I get off my front porch, I start walking towards it. I get a call from my girlfriend, and then the fire truck comes, and I'm like, okay, this is when it gets pretty scary. So then I answer the call. My girl is like, she's like, hey, and then she hears the sirens. She's like, babe, what's going on? She's like, babe, answer me, what's going on? I'm like, how do I tell you this? She's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you need to tell me? I'm like, so I kind of hear a bang when I was in my room waiting to call you, and there's a fire in my next door neighbor's lawn. She's like, are you okay? She's like, are you hurt? I'm like, I'm not inside. She's like, are you inside or are you outside? I'm like, I'm outside. And she's like, get your ass inside. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, get inside now. I think I know who's behind this. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, get inside now. I'm like, okay, alright. So then I get inside, taking my shoes off, and I go upstairs, and I'm like, she's like, I'll handle this. Let me talk to someone. I'm like, who are you gonna talk to? And she's like, you know who? And I'm like, you're gonna talk to that crazy girl, aren't you? And she's like, yeah, because I think I know who's behind this. I'm like, so you think you know who's behind the person that was stalking me? And she's like, yeah, I think this makes sense now. I'm like, okay. So then proceeds to text the crazy girl. The crazy girl says, she's like, hey, listen, so my girlfriend basically texts the crazy girl saying, has your boyfriend been driving around my boyfriend's house? And she says, yeah, he has. And she sends me the screenshot of it. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this girl's boyfriend, what you've been telling me is true. And she's like, yeah, every time I was in a party with him, he would always talk about crazy like dead bodies and stuff. I'm like, so you were telling the truth about that? I'm like, God, you can't be serious. And she's like, yeah, I'm serious. And then all of a sudden, apparently she texted her boyfriend, and apparently what the crazy girl said was that he was acting super sus about it, and then proceeds to say, oh no, I was at a friend's house the whole time. I'm like, okay, one, that's bullshit. Two, it's probably him and his friend doing this crazy stuff. And so I came to the conclusion that apparently he says he was hanging out with a friend. I saw two people and it looked like them. So I made the conclusion that him and his friend thought it would be funny to come to my house and try and scare me by setting a fire off at my house, my front lawn. And they got the wrong house. And I guess when they saw the neighbor looking through the window, that they were like, okay, fuck, this was the wrong fucking house. And they ran off in their car. They got in the car really fast and then drove off so that they couldn't get caught. So yeah, that was kind of scary. So ever since I told my mom about that, and ever since my mom has figured it out, we've gotten security cameras just in case that shit ever happens again. So ever since then, ever since that August, around the beginning of August, we haven't really gotten anything weird. We haven't really received anything weird. We haven't really gotten anything weird. I guess ever since we got the security cameras, really honestly nothing's really happened like that. So yeah. If you guys enjoyed this storytime video, let me know that you guys enjoy. Hit the like button. Let's get to about sorry guys, I'm kind of sick. Let's get to 3 likes. If you guys can get to 3 likes, let me know, and then we'll do more story times. And that's when I'm gonna know that you guys really want to see more story times, and that's when I'll do more story times. So yeah, this was a crazy video. This was a Halloween. This was supposed to be a Halloween storytime video, but it's not really that scary, and it's not really that spooky. But you know, it's still kind of scary. But you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed the scary vibe of this story. And yeah, hit the subscribe button, guys. Let me know that you guys really want to see more. Thank you for the massive blow up on this channel. We reached 80 subscribers like what the we surpassed 55 subscribers. Like I thought we would never reach 84, and we reached 80. We reached the 80s, guys. Like, this is just crazy. And by the time you guys are seeing this, hopefully we get more subscribers. And just this is just crazy. I never thought in a million years that I would reach 84 subscribers in this amount of time, and you guys are killing it. Thank you. Please tell everyone you know to subscribe to the McHershey channel, because I'm going to do more content for you guys. I know I've been taking more breaks recently, and I know that I haven't been really doing content recently, but I'm trying to get back on my A game, and I really want you guys to really support the channel. If you guys really love the content, that lets me know that you guys really love my content, if you guys just like and stuff. But hit the subscribe button, guys. I really want to get to 100 subscribers, and once we hit 100 subscribers, there's going to be a 100 subscriber special. For that special, we're going to do a live stream, and for the live stream, you guys get to ask me any questions. It's a 24-hour live stream. You guys can come out, hang out. We're going to do a 24-hour live stream if we hit 100 subscribers, because I really think that you guys can hit 100 subscribers. I really believe in you guys. If you guys believe in me, hit the subscribe button. I really want you guys. You guys have been there for me. You guys have shown me that you really love my content on my channel, and yeah, I'm ready to show you guys that I want to be the next big thing on YouTube, and I really want to be there for you guys, because this channel is not just mine, it's your channel too. So thank you guys for giving me a platform to share my voice with you guys. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button, get the 3 likes, and that's when I'll confirm to do a lot more story times, and then I won't have to ask you guys for another like goal again for story times. But yeah, I'll see you little Hersheys. I haven't said little Hersheys in a while, but I'll see you little Hersheys later. Peace.